So, the Sonic movie. What did you think about it? We are absolutely on time with this.
Yes, 100%.
What were your thoughts on the Sonic movie?
I have many thoughts about the Sonic movie. I enjoyed it overall. I will say that right away, and I'm going to be talking about spoiler stuff.
Yes,
For both of us.
for all 0.5 of you who are worried about spoilers for the Sonic fucking movie.
Hey, it was a very highly anticipated movie.
Yeah, not for spoiler reasons. Pretty much all the plot you need is in the freaking trailers, except the first 5 minutes and the last stinger.
I was gonna say, I think that there was I'm trying to think if there was a twist that we didn't see in the trailer.
No.
I don't think so.
Literally
Maybe
everything.
After the credits.
The very, very
Yes.
after the credits.
Yes.
The first after the credits was not a problem. Like, they showed that it was Eggman getting his mustache on.
That is exactly, that's a great way to say what happened.
They didn't show, they didn't show everything else, but they showed him getting his sweet Teddy Roosevelt on.
Oh my god.
His slimmer Teddy Roosevelt on.
It's so fascinating how, I feel like, so Jim Carrey was fantastic.
He did. He didn't have to carry the film as much as we thought he would.
No, he actually did not. I was surprised.
He was a great part of it, but he was not the only part of it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. There's a lot of ways you can mess up a video game movie.
Mm.
And I think that
More ways than not.
I think that they got around a lot of them, to be honest.
Mm.
Like, I felt absolutely satisfied coming out of that movie. I felt like I had watched a fun movie. Cliche, but fun.
They have to start somewhere. Like, so many video game movies have, been cliche or, tried to break cliche too much while also doing something that's very hard, i.e. adapting an interactive medium into a non-interactive form. So I think better safe than sorry is definitely something that is good to adhere to.
No, yeah, actually, you're right. I was just actually reading that apparently when Sony had the film, so this film apparently had been in production, or not in production, but, conceptually existed.
We've tried for an hour to get Sonic Mania to work.
We made it 3 minutes. Nope, 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
So, the Sonic film.
Sonic film.
Yes.
Yes. So here's the thing about the Sonic film.
Uh-huh.
The fact that it didn't suck was amazing. To be honest, I think that there were people who were hyped from the start. There's hardcore Sonic fans who love the movie.
Of course.
Right? So who love to see that Sonic's getting mainstream attention, all that good stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I think there were a lot of detractors. There are a lot of people, and you can't blame them. They've seen the video game adaptation movies of the past.
Assassin's Creed, Hitman, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Oh, the list of shitty, awful.
World of Warcraft.
It was just Warcraft.
Was it Warcraft?
Yeah. That was. It was pretty bad. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse. But yes, so most video game adaptations, pretty much any video game adaptation that has not been a comic or TV or streaming series has sucked. This paradigm may be shifting. We've recently been watching Castlevania Season 3.
So good.
And it's been amazing.
Oh, it's been really good. Very amazing.
And I am not personally a fan of The Witcher or the Witcher Netflix show, nor the books. But I've heard the show is actually good and not just, because people are like, oh, it's The Witcher, it's gotta be good.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the paradigm shift may be coming a little bit.
I think the Pokemon movie helped to kind of shed it a little bit.
To a degree, yes.
Just a little bit. Not perfectly, right? But
no.
I enjoyed both movies. I also went to the Detective Pikachu movie. So what I liked about the movie. So first, before we do the deep dive.
About Sonic or about Detective Pikachu?
Oh, Sonic. You're right.
Unless you want to talk about Sonichu. Because we can do that. We've invoked the wrath of whatever paltry gods exist out there just by mentioning that cursed webcomic.
I only heard of it in whispers. Like, I remember seeing it.
Careless whispers.
Oh, goodness. Okay, what I was gonna say was that before, like, I do the deep dive for Sonic movie, just to describe what the environment was like when we watched it, I think is important. So we did not go to the opening. I know. Very sad.
What a damn shame.
I know.
We went the Tuesday after it opened, so it was like the 18th or something like that, or 19th. I can't do math right now.
Can't do math ever. But what happened is we get to, first of all, we were like right on the cusp of it almost starting. So we're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get in. I didn't know if we were gonna get seats. I didn't know what was gonna happen. And so we rush there, we get our tickets, and we run inside, and it is us and one other.
There were two other people. There were two other couples there. I wouldn't say they were like dating. One of them I think was like, it's like another couple like our age-ish, so you know, mid-20s. Oh god. And then like two incredibly old people. Like we're talking like they have to be in their 70s, 80s. One of them had a walker.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That was the only other people in the theater. Now, granted, we went at like 4 o'clock on a Tuesday.
That's true.
Or 5 o'clock, something like that, because we got delicious ramen beforehand.
Oh, so good. Yummy ramen.
So, you know, so of course it's not like prime theater time. There was one employee in the theater. Like, he had to serve the concessions, and then he had to go over and like sign and like get us our ticket and stuff. So it was like there was no one there.
Poor guy. He was just trying and helping us. It was very nice, but man, he was dead. But I heard it was not like that for every showing. So I have a friend who went to a showing at her college, and so they showed it once. I don't know if it was at her college or it was like near her college. Anyway, it was close to the day it opened or on the day it opened. And she said the theater was absolutely packed. The front 2 rows, she said, were filled with a group of people who had all brought their Sonic the Hedgehog plushies along with them. She was like, I felt terrible because I had no Sonic merchandise and I was the odd one out. She's like, it was like Rocky Horror Picture Show with how people interacted. Oh my god. She was like, it was an experience I would never give for anything else. She's like, this is the ideal way to experience it. She's like, when the reveal happened of like Sonic dying, everyone's like, no! In the theater! When Tails was revealed, she was like, it was like...
I'm sure it was chaos. Oh, fuck.
There was no controlling this chaos. It was just... incredible.
I hate. It took me a sec to think about what you said, and then I hated every second of it.
So do know that we are aware that there are many ways to view the Sonic movie, and whatever.
Preferably, you're inebriated. If you're of age.
Yes.
If you're not of age, then don't do that.
Don't do that. Here is my thoughts, and then you can give your thoughts as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize there were 2 of us here.
I'm literally just talking. Okay, so when I was nervous as well. I thought the standout characters were obviously Jim Carrey. I thought the Sonic
Jim
voice
Carrey is my favorite film character.
You're right. Doctor, what was his name? Was it?
His name was just Robotnik.
Robotnik? Okay. Robotnik, Sonic and Sonic's voice actor. I know it wasn't the original voice actor. I think they could have gotten away with doing the original voice actor and it would have been, like, good. But, yeah, unfortunately, I don't even remember his name. The lead that is, like, the buddy cop with Sonic.
Yes, I forget his actor's name, but he's Mar10.
Yes. He is just not super memorable in my mind. He did his best. He did a decent job with what he had.
He's part of that new, like, kind of trend of getting models to become actors. So, like, most of the memorability, I think, is from, like, oh, he looks hunky. But, like, he's just, you know, dude. It's just average, like, above average pretty looking white dude. I think he had some okay lines. I personally think he played like the deadpan snarker, like the straight man, pretty well.
That I really like.
And I think a couple of the emotional moments were okay with him. But
Yeah.
I get where you come from, where it's like, the movie didn't necessarily have to have humans. I kind of understand why they did it. Because it's like, establishing Sonic and like, I mentioned this to you, Sarah, but I think this is like a really good way to like establish the franchise with the movie. So the first one is like setting everything up, getting everything ready, and then you can go hog fucking wild with the second one.
Hedgehog wild.
Hedgehog fucking wild. Are you happy with what you've done?
Very.
Lies? In your house of God? It's more common than you might think. But no, bring out Echidna, bring out Tail, bring out Sonic, bring out Robotnik. Hell, even bring out Hammer Bitch, also known as Amy.
Oh my gosh.
Bring out Amy's original design. That would throw people for a loop.
Oh.
Like her original, like kind of punk rock, like her different looking design. That'd be cool.
Oh, when I think of Amy's original design, I think of her in her little, I think it was like a green dress. She had like maybe a bow, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought she was punk rock. It might have just been the spikes. But yeah, like, bring out her original look, like the original look. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be so great. Well, they've actually, so I've read about speculation. Of course, this is a very important research topic. And that some people do believe, actually I think you brought this up to me, Nick. Some people do believe that the mushroom land that Dr. Robotnik is now in may actually be connected to Mobius.
So, you're saying, because I told you this.
Yes.
You're saying other people have come to this conclusion?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yes, you were not the only person.
All right, which is sad because I'm not even that much of a Sonic fan, and I knew that.
Listen. It was good. So for those also who don't know the basic plot of what happened, just watch the trailer. That's the entire plot. But really, really run down. Right, quickly running down, just like Sonic quickly runs.
You have 5 seconds before you're fired again.
Basically, Sonic is basically thrown into the human world with nothing to do and must keep his existence hidden. Runs into this random cop guy who has his own kind of
Let's not
story
forget
happening.
he killed, statistically speaking, about like
Oh, yeah.
419 babies in the span of 5 minutes.
I feel, babies.
Nothing to see here, folks. Just your average, everyday Sonic talk.
Quality.
Koality. Where is the koala character in
I
Sonic?
know, I was gonna ask that. I'm like, if only Sonic was a koala.
He has the entire Neon Woodland stable, but there's no koalas. Now someone's gonna come out in the comments and be like, actually.
He's probably somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I feel like I would have heard of a koala at some point.
I feel like I would have as well. I think the sniper, like Australian type character is a different marsupial.
That's
or
true.
mammal or something.
Yes. There are many characters. Big the Cat is the only character I need to know from the Sonic franchise.
Froggy, where are you? You knew that was going to bring that. Other voice of John St. John. He literally learned to forget how to say that voice because he hated that character so much. Froggy, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Oh,
and I'm all out of gum.
Listen.
Hughes, you can't tell me what to do.
Oh yes. The rest of the thing is basically then he teams up with this cop to not only
Become domestic terrorists. Hot button.
Because he's actually labeled a domestic terrorist.
No, I know that
in the movie.
That was like a rip from the headlines, though.
Yeah.
A little bit, I guess.
It's just like wow. But basically keeping Sonic under wraps. And then this cop guy has to figure out like his future with his wife and stuff.
Remember that hilarious gag with the bag? Wasn't that your favorite joke in the movie?
Which one?
When they were trying to go up the elevator.
Oh my god! Did
Wasn't
that
that
happen in the real movie? I can't even remember if that was
Yes,
just
that was in the trailers and they kept it in the movie. Probably because they didn't have to animate Sonic for it.
my gosh, you know?
It's just the peak. But as much as I'm shitting on it to some degree, I actually quite liked the movie. For what it was, I liked it. I think it can definitely be done to make some video games it's harder than others, but I think it's definitely doable to make a good video game movie. I am completely saddened by the continual lack of good Doom movies.
Aww.
There's been two. One had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The other was awful direct-to-video trash. Here's the thing. A Doom movie. It's so simple. You could make it on, like, a shoestring budget if you tried. Like, just make it more Evil Dead than Doom to a degree. But, first person, get a GoPro or something like that. Not sponsored. Get, like, a couple of replica guns. Get some blanks. You don't even do that. If you make, like, a campy... horror movie, you can just edit in the shots, and then it's just you killing demons for 90 minutes. That's all it needs to be. But the 2005 film was really funny because it was funded by, like, I don't remember if they were evangelist or what, but they were funded by a Christian organization. So the demons were changed from demons into alien mutants who were mutated depending on whether they were good or evil. But here's my question in all of this. Why would a Christian group finance the creation of a Doom movie? Which, here's the thing, and I was discussing this with some of my friends. This is really good Sonic talk. I was discussing this with some of my friends. A lot of, to a degree, some religious groups get really bent out of shape over Doom. It's like, logically speaking, shouldn't you love Doom? It's literally about slaughtering demons in the messiest ways possible. We're killing the bad guys. It's implied in Doom 2016 that the Doom Slayer is on a mission literally from God, or the closest thing the universe has.
Yeah. No, I don't know why. I don't think that there's an answer that I know of. Just like the presence
You know what the answer is?
What?
Santiago.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think it was a good adaptation. Not that this can be used as an excuse, like, to excuse away everything. But, it's a kid's movie. Like, there's gonna be stuff, like, there's fart jokes and stuff like that. I get it. I fucking almost lost my head laughing at the chili dog fart joke.
Oh, no.
Not because I think it was funny, but because it has been a running gag in our household for me to go into a shitty impersonation of Sonic and talk about chili dog farts. Ever since I watched Vinny Vinesauce play Sonic, I think it was it Sonic 3? Yeah, it was Sonic 3. Just going, yeah, chili dog farts! And I could not fucking keep myself quiet. It was the most hilarious thing to see that validated.
Oh my God. When it happened, he literally looked at me and aggressively whispered, yeah, chili dog farts.
In the Sonic, quote-unquote, Sonic voice.
I won't do it. I won't do it. But I think it tickled him. And
oh, it tickled me greatly. I could not have been happier at that very moment. The rest of the movie could have been pure tripe, or it could have just been like some surreal horror of Marsden and Sonic looking at the camera and like just like looking at us, and I still would have called it the best movie of the year.
I think it was the first thing that you mentioned when we left the theater as well.
Almost certainly.
I am glad it brought you joy. One thing that brought me joy was the inclusion of that character that was like Crazy Joe or something.
Oh yeah, the crazy dude. The Blue Devil.
The Blue Devil.
We're gonna help Sonic, who is, as you can see, is absolutely real and not a figment of my imagination or whatever.
I liked that I think the Sonic team has done a very good job of embracing the Sonic meme in a way.
Yeah, remember he drew Sonic as part of his Blue Devil photos?
Exactly.
Oh,
like,
that...
the most important. Third time's a charm. Yes, we did it 3 times, folks. 1, 2, 3. All right, lucky third crash of the day. I'm really glad that we can all share this moment together. I'm very proud of, yeah.
So the movie was good. If you haven't seen it and it's still in theaters by the time this goes up, go see it. If you're a fan, it has some loving nods. It changes around the formula a little bit. It doesn't follow the plot exactly, but It certainly has some nods to the original franchise. I think it's a ton better than it had any right to be. I want to see a director's cut.
Agreed.
Where they have the original model for Sonic.
Yes!
I think that would be... Because the new design of Sonic, even I'll admit, is a little huggable.
Yes!
The old design, I would want to hug with my arms on fire.
Oh, yeah. So now there's been a conspiracy theory. I think we talked about this as well, me and Nick. Off camera. But that they intentionally created the old version in order to have this fiasco happen and then fix it for good PR.
Whatever studio is responsible for this has claimed that is not the case, though. Like, they will swear, I don't think so. This doesn't reek of a publicity stunt too much. Because they said the entire movie was done.
Yeah.
And so I would not think they would do that. Because it seemed like nobody was in on it.
No, it didn't.
Like, and I feel like they would have come forward and said that it was one. You never know. You know, I can be very much like, oh, people should come clean about jokes at some point, but I don't know if it's a marketing stunt. I don't think I believe that conspiracy personally.
I actually agree. I do not believe the conspiracy, and the reason is there's two reasons. One of them, no, actually 3 reasons. One of them is the amount of, okay, so actually toys got made of the movie Sonic.
The original one?
The original movie Sonic, and were actually released because they had been in production before the Sonic movie came out.
Yep.
And therefore were released because they couldn't redesign the toys in time.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
And so...
And also they made the posters. Like, they spent money on this.
Yeah.
On a film that may not have even broke even or made... Like, they had no guarantee. Like, they kind of did, but they didn't have a full guarantee that this movie was going to make back the money they needed to. Because to actually make money on a movie, you have to much more than break even. And, like, foreign sales and views can help a lot, but it doesn't... Very rarely does it save a movie.
I agree.
Unless you're Warcraft. And even then, that didn't save the movie. I don't think they're doing a sequel, so...
Yeah. The second thing is that I saw a behind-the-scenes footage of what was going on, and they made a life-sized Sonic figure. Oh, God. They really did. I highly recommend you guys look this up. That looks exactly like the original Sonic, and they used it for almost all the filming. So, like, they have footage of them, like, you know, talking to the Sonic doll that's the same size. It's called,
this just makes them sound insane. Like, they're not talking to it to act at it. They're talking to it like, hello, friend. Are we going on a ring adventure today? Let's go on an adventure, Sonic. I love going fast. Show me the rabbits, George.
Oh, no. And so, like, and in the behind-the-scenes footage, which they filmed before the change happened, they're very confident. There's not, like, a moment where they're like...
Haha, suckers. Or
yeah, like, there's nothing like that. Like, they're honestly talking about, like, oh, yeah. And they talk about the figure, too. They're like, yep, they had to put so much money into making that figure. They're like, yep, it was super expensive, but totally worth it to have, like, that real life.
Totally worth it. It was bad enough in CG. No one looked at that doll and said, this is awful. This is Sodom. This needs to be burned. This is literally like, this is, if hell had a human form, this would be it. Like, they look at it and they just hear, like, very faintly and growing louder as they look at it longer, like the screams of the damned in the background.
Oh my gosh.
Like, no one, that didn't happen to anyone. Really? Like, I refuse to believe. Someone on that set was like, this isn't right. This is unholy. This isn't okay. This is an affront to everything that exists, and even some things that don't exist.
And it's just sitting in, like, chairs and stuff.
And it's sitting in a chair. I think I saw it move. Sometimes I look at it, and its eyes are like mouths instead. It chants to me. There's an intern there, you know, completely off their fucking at wit's end, and they're like, listen. I was in bed, right? Just got done having a good wank.
Oh, God.
About to go to bed. and I hear a rustling. I turn over, and there he is. His eyes are mouths, and his mouth is an eye with a mouth in it.
Oh, God.
And it's chanting. It's chanting dead languages. Eldritch black script that no mortal should ever have to hear. And my wall is covered in summoning rituals and summoning circles. You don't understand. This thing is fucked. No one said that? You know that person existed.
Mr. Intern, I hope you are vindicated by the actions of this company.
I hope they are.
After the backlash.
We're blowing the whistle for you, random ass intern who probably got devoured by the Eldritch doll.
Like, the doll has to still exist, though.
I hope not.
Right?
No, here's the thing. They threw it in a landfill, and they went back and checked the next day, and it wasn't where they left it.
It had moved.
There's your nightmare fuel for the day, folks. That Sonic doll is still somewhere out there.
No.
It could be behind you right now. But don't look. That's only going to piss it off more.
God.
But if you hear any black speech whispering throughout your house, it's probably not the Necronomicon. It's probably the Sonic. Dude, let's bring there was Tails doll, you know, that shitty
Oh, I do remember Tails doll.
Let's make it Sonic doll now.
Oh, God. They already did. And it's real.
And let it be known that Sonic doll was released on March 10th? Oh, today's not Sonic Day. It's Mario Day.
Oops.
Fucking whoops.